Let's talk about all the benefits available to veterans in Texas. I'm passionate about helping veterans access these resources, so I want to share this information with you. We'll cover a wide range of benefits, including employment benefits, education benefits, recreational benefits, Department of Motor Vehicle benefits, entertainment benefits, cemetery and life insurance benefits, and housing and property tax benefits. Stick around till the end because I believe the housing benefits in particular are incredibly beneficial for veterans moving to and living in this area, and real estate is my personal favorite topic. Before we dive in, I'd like to extend my gratitude to all veterans for their service. Your contributions to our country are deeply appreciated. If you'd like, please share in the comments below which branch you served in and if you had any tours of duty. I'm always interested in hearing more about our veterans who are watching this channel. If you live in Texas or you're considering making a move to Texas, then we are going to share with you the benefits that come with being a Texas resident. If you're going to PCS here or retire here, then I believe this is the very best state for you. Now, Florida could be a close second. They've got some other options as well, but Texas is best by far, in my opinion. Texas has some amazing benefits, and we love our veterans here, and our government loves our veterans here. So I think it's very important to be a part of a state and an economy and an atmosphere that appreciates the service that you have provided. It's nice to be appreciated, and let's get started and walk you through all the benefits that you'll receive living in Texas. Please do stick around to the end because I'm going to explain your housing benefits, which I believe are the very best opportunities for veterans, especially retiring here. And if you have any service-related disability, then you're going to have some extra added benefits that'll really make Texas look enticing for you. By the way, my name is Sherry Eccles. I own a real estate team here in Bryan College Station, Texas. If you're thinking about making that move, whether it's now or in 6 months, contact us by phone, text, email, or even schedule a Zoom call. If you know the date you'll be getting out and you kind of want to plan ahead, we're here to help you really make a smooth transition into civilian life. The transition period can be tough, so it's important to plan ahead where you'll live and what you're going to do. We appreciate your service and want to give back and serve you as much as possible. We've helped a lot of veterans and active duty folks move to and around the Bryan College Station area. If the Brazos Valley isn't your jam, we can set you up with a stellar referral partner anywhere in Texas. Our referral partners are very well qualified and will take amazing care of you. So if somewhere in Texas is your goal, reach out to us and we'll connect you with one of our trusted partners. You must be a veteran who's been honorably discharged from the United States Armed Forces, have a service-connected disability rating of at least 50% as determined by the Department of Veterans Affairs, and obtain certification from the VA confirming your disability rating. That required documentation will typically consist of a completed application for the disabled veteran license plates, a VTR 615, a copy of your DD 214, which verifies your military service and honorable discharge, documentation from the VA confirming your service-connected disability rating, and complete the application for disabled license plates. With all that information above, my recommendation would be to go to the DMV website, get the form, and fill it out ahead of time. That way when you get there, you'll be prepared. Make sure you have all your documentation ready to go because nobody likes to hang out at the DMV, right? You don't want to be around there any longer than you have to be. There is one key thing about medical certification. There are 2 types of plates you can get because a law just passed in Texas that if you had a disabled veteran license plate, you could park in a handicap space. Now you have to have the handicap symbol on your license plate, or you need to get a hanger. If you just have a disabled veteran license plate, you can no longer park at a handicap location. If you want to do that, which it does make it easy when you're going to places like the airport, you actually have to have the handicap symbol on the plates or the hang tag. That'll allow you to freely park. You have to get approval from a doctor for this. So even if you have a disability writing from the VA, you still have to get a doctor's note from a licensed physician that confirms your disability so you can get that hanger or the specialty license plates. The medical certification is part of the application process, and you'll need to obtain the medical certification from a licensed physician or a doctor at the VA hospital. This verifies your disability rating and may require an examination or medical records for the fee exemption. Disabled veterans with 50% or higher disability ratings are typically exempt from license plate fees. However, processing and handling fees may still apply. You can submit your completed application, supporting documents, and any required fees to your local county tax office. Once that gets approved, they'll just send your license plates in the mail. You can even get veteran listed on your driver's license, which makes it a little bit easier to get out of tickets, but you still need to drive safely. I'd say one of the biggest benefits of having those disabled veteran license plates is you get to park for free at the airport. That's a pretty big deal. You can park in the short-term parking at no charge, which means you can pull right up there to the covered parking right across from your gate, which is typically 25 to 30 bucks a day, and that'll be no charge. Here's the key though, you have to get the ticket and you can't go through any of the toll booths. What you want to do is usually on the very far right side when you're going through the checkout, when you're leaving the airport, there'll be 2 right lanes that say ticket only. These are the ones you want to go to, because if you go through the one that has any kind of toll tag symbols and try to get a ticket, it'll read your toll tag and then you'll have to pay at that point. So you want to go to the far right and look at the ones that say ticket only, grab a ticket, and you could go park for up to 90 days. 90 days for no charge. That would be thousands of dollars. Typical trips to the airport, can cost like up to $300, and they're just gonna see your license plate and your tag, and they're gonna say, it's all covered, thank you for your service, have a nice day. That's a huge benefit, and another great thing about it is that you could even be exempt from some road tolls. I don't think that applies too much in the Dallas area, but depending on all the other toll providers throughout the state, you could be exempt from tolls based on your disabled veteran license plates. Next comes entertainment benefits. Veterans like to have some fun. So go check out some games and hit up some of the local spots. You can get veteran discounts at Texas Ranger games, Dallas Stars games, Six Flags Over Texas, the Houston Astro games, SeaWorld, and Schlitterbahn. If you don't know what Schlitterbahn is, you should Google it and go check it out. Many other small businesses offer veteran discounts as well if you just ask them. Typically, any CrossFit gym or other types of gym offer military discounts. Several different companies and small businesses throughout Bryan College Station also give discounts. Then you have companies like Home Depot where you can get 10% off everything as a veteran. These discounts can add up over time, so I wouldn't pass them up. I'd take advantage of everything you possibly can because you've earned it. The next benefit subject is not so much fun to talk about, but it's necessary. Now we're talking about cemeteries and life insurance. All Texas veterans, their spouses, and dependent children are eligible for burial. There's no charge for burial of the veteran or their family. The Veterans Affairs Life Insurance becomes available on January 1, 2023 and offers guaranteed acceptance, whole life coverage up to $40,000 to veterans with service-connected disabilities. You can check this out on the VA Life to learn a little bit more about it. That's a pretty good deal. You can even do lesser amounts than that in increments of $10,000 under this plan. The elected coverage takes effect 2 years after enrollment, as long as premiums are paid during the 2-year period. Now for my favorite part of this video, housing benefits. We're very passionate about helping veterans make their move in and around the Bryan College Station area. And let me repeat, if you're not moving to Bryan College Station, feel free to reach out anyways, because we've got a huge network of referral partners that we trust, not just around the state of Texas, but across the country. So no matter where you're moving to, just let us know you need some help and we can get you a trusted agent in that area. Let's start out with property taxes because that's a big deal. Sometimes people are a little reluctant to move to Texas because of our property taxes. I know the Texas legislature is working on a couple of bills at this time to make improvements to the property tax structure. Recently, Governor Abbott came out and said that he's working towards completely eliminating property taxes, which would be huge, and that could blow Texas up. Texas is already growing fast. If you got rid of property taxes, it would open the floodgates. As a veteran, you don't have to wait that long depending on your service-connected disability. If you don't qualify for the service-connected disability, always make sure that you put your homestead exemption in place whenever you buy a home. That's going to offer you some reduction of your property taxes. If you're a veteran without a disability rating, then that's going to be your main exemption, pretty much like anybody else. But depending on your disability rating, there are different ranges that you can add to the homestead exemption for additional savings off your property tax bill. If you're rated from 10 to 29% disability, you can receive $5,000 in additional property tax exemption. 30 to 49%, you can receive up to $7,500. If you're 50 to 69%, you can receive $10,000 additional. If you're 70 to 99, you can receive up to $12,000 property tax exemption additional. And if you're 100% disabled, it will completely wipe out your property taxes here in Texas, and that is humongous. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're 50 to 69% disabled, and then let's say your home is assessed at the taxable value of $300,000. With the homestead exemption, that's $100,000 that you could exempt from taxation. That would make your taxable assessed value around $200,000. If you have a veteran exemption to add on top of that, let's say $10,000, and that would bring it down to around $190,000 that's taxable. These are estimates, so don't quote me on this. This is merely for educational purposes. You're always going to want to verify and confirm with the local tax office. The gist is that if you're a veteran with 50 to 69% disability, you're eligible for that $10,000 plus your homestead exemption. The assessed value is completely different than the appraised value. If your assessed value goes past your appraised value, then that's a problem. You never want to let that happen. If you're 100% disabled, you don't have to worry about this. If you aren't and you need to protest your appraisal value to reduce that property tax bill, connect with us. We can provide you with some tips and information for protesting yourself, or can connect you with some companies that can help to try and reduce your valuation. They usually only get paid if they give you a reduction, and we don't charge a fee for helping. Another housing benefit for veterans here in Texas is the Veteran Housing Improvement Program. The Texas Veteran Home Improvement Program is a loan program that provides Texas veterans with below market interest rates to finance home repairs and improvements. It's administered by the Texas Veterans Land Board. To be eligible, veterans must meet the following requirements. You must be a Texas resident, be a veteran who served on active duty in the U.S. Armed Forces for at least 90 days, or who was discharged due to a service-related disability, own and occupy the property as your principal residence, and have good credit history. You could do a loan up to $50,000 for a 2 to 20-year term, or loans from $7,500 to $10,000 for a 2 to 10-year term. That's pretty good for a home improvement loan. And of course, veterans with the VA service-connected disability rating of 30% or greater qualify for a discounted interest rate. The loan proceeds can be used to make repairs and improvements to the veteran's existing primary residence. Eligible repairs and improvements include adding or repairing accessible features for disabled veterans, making repairs on damaged or deteriorated roofs, siding, windows, or doors, making repairs to plumbing, electrical or heating or cooling systems, making improvements to kitchens and bathrooms, or adding or repairing security features, and making other improvements that make the home more safe, sanitary, or accessible. Just go to the Veterans Land Board website. You'll be able to find this information and apply for it there. Another big benefit of the Texas Veteran Land Board is the Land Loan Program. This is a one-of-a-kind in the nation, giving Texas veterans and military members the opportunity to borrow up to $150,000 to purchase land at competitive interest rates, while typically requiring a minimum of only 5% down payment for tracts of 1 acre or more. These terms will go out to 30 years on a fixed-term loan. That's a huge deal for a $150,000 loan with these current rates. I mean, that could be less than $900 a month on your principal payment for that loan. The Texas Veteran Land Board will also finance a house with land with a better interest rate for you, and that upper limit is much higher than the amount for just land. Then we have the VA loan. Not enough veterans understand the housing benefits available to them. That's why I make such efforts to make information available. VA loans are available to eligible veterans, active duty service members, and surviving spouses. They offer a number of benefits, including being backed by the U.S. government, which means that lenders are less likely to lose money if a borrower defaults on the loan. This makes VA loans more attractive to lenders, which can lead to lower interest rates and more favorable terms. Other great features are no down payments. This saves thousands of dollars. No private mortgage insurance. This can save hundreds on your monthly payment. And no credit score requirement. The lenders are the ones who place restrictions on credit score. No down payment is a big relief, and it allows you to get into a home without having to save a ton of money first. Texas offers several employment benefits to veterans, whether it's priority placement, training programs, and even programs for entrepreneurs and business owners. First is veterans preference. Wartime veterans and their widows and children have preference in employment in state agencies or offices. State agencies must practice veterans preference until they've reached 40% veteran employment. Veterans have priority service for all employment, job training, and related services provided by the Texas Workforce Commission, also known as the TWC. This means that veterans are given first consideration for jobs, training programs, and other services. If the state employer requires a competitive examination for selecting or promoting employees, an individual eligible for veterans hiring preference who is qualified for that position and received a passing score will have 10 points added to their test score. A veteran who has a service-connected disability will have an additional 5 points added to their test score. It's kind of like cheating a little bit, right? I'm just kidding. You've earned that right. So what they're saying is that they have some testing that'll be required to get you into certain positions, but based on your prior service and service-related disabilities, they'll add points to your score. This is great, especially if you're not that great at taking tests. Here's what makes you eligible for the Veterans Preference. Honorably discharged veterans who served on active duty in U.S. Armed Forces for at least 90 consecutive days during a declared national emergency or were discharged prior to 90 days due to a service-connected disability. Honorably discharged veterans with the service-connected disability as determined by the VA or their branch of service, veterans unmarried surviving spouse, or orphan of a veteran who was killed while on active duty. There are also several training programs that are offered to veterans here in Texas, including career counseling, job search assistance, on-the-job training, and training for specific industries. You may have heard of the new benefits that remove barriers from veterans who want to form a business. My personal favorite for those of you that want to start your own business like we have, here's a couple of additional benefits for you effective January 2022. This benefit waives the formation fee for new 100 veteran-owned business entities and relieves veteran-owned businesses of the Texas franchise tax for the initial 5-year period. Normally when you start up an LLC here in Texas, the cost is going to be around $300 and that'll include some filing fees. So what this allows you to do if you're starting a 100 veteran-owned business is you could waive those fees as well as the franchise tax for the first 5 years. That's a pretty big deal because every penny counts, especially when you're starting a business. Speaking of pennies, non-retired veterans who are state employees can claim their active duty time toward retirement by making a payment equal to the monthly contribution an employee would make times the number of months of active duty. The maximum anyone can buy is 60 months. If you're an entrepreneur at heart, the Veteran Entrepreneur Program provides veteran entrepreneurs and small businesses with tools to start or grow your business. They provide consultation for business plans, financing, marketing, and so much more. The McFerrin Center here at Texas A&M has an entrepreneur boot camp for veterans. This is an amazing program with mentors from the community. I'm a mentor for this program and have made some lifelong friends and connections from EVV. Moving on to some educational benefits. If you're deployed to Iraq, then you're going to be eligible for the post 9/11 GI Bill, which is a pretty good bill. However, Texas has its own program called the Hazlewood Act that benefits veterans, their spouses, and children. The Hazlewood Act has been amended several times over the years, and the most recent amendment was made in 2019. The amendment expanded the eligibility requirements for the Hazlewood Act and increased the amount of tuition-free education that veterans can receive. Here are some of the eligibility requirements for the Hazlewood Act. Veterans must meet the following requirements: must be a resident of Texas, be a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces, have served on active duty for at least 90 days, and have been discharged from the military under honorable conditions. The benefits include tuition-free education at any public college or university in Texas, tuition reimbursement for up to 150 hours of credit at a private college or university in Texas, and tuition reimbursement for up to 150 hours of credit at a foreign college or university. Of course, with the military, there's always going to be an application process. To apply for the Hazlewood Act, veterans must visit the website of the Texas Veterans Commission. On the website, veterans can fill out the application and submit the required documentation. You'll need proof of residency, proof of military service, and your DD-214 discharge form. Veterans eligible for the Hazlewood Act can assign unused hours to one child at a time under certain conditions. The child has to be a Texas resident, be 25 years or younger on the first day of the semester or term, meet GPA, academic progress, and credit hour requirements, and must be the biological child, stepchild, or adopted child, or claimed as a dependent in the current or previous tax year. Spouses and dependent children of eligible active duty, reserve, and Texas National Guard who died in the line of duty as a result of service-connected injury or illness, are missing in action, or who became totally disabled for the purposes of employability as a result of service-related injury or illness, are entitled to each receive 50 credit hours tuition-free college. There are some requirements for this as well, so if this applies to you and yours, please check out this website for more information. Now let's look at the Texas Parklands Passport. This is a pretty good deal, by the way. Make sure to get your Texas Parklands Passport right here. This really is a pretty good deal. It'll get you into all the state parks around Texas at no charge. Texas offers a variety of parks and recreation benefits to veterans, including free hunting and fishing licenses, free state park passes, and discounts on camping and other activities for resident and non-resident disabled veterans. You get free Texas Super Combo hunting and all-water fishing package. Resident, non-resident disabled veterans are eligible for a free Super Combo hunting and all-water fishing package as well. That includes a hunting license and a fishing license and an annual state park pass. Veterans do not have to be Texas residents to qualify, so you see here in Texas, we don't even mind the outsiders hanging out to get the free package. Veterans must submit proof of their disability to the Texas Park and Wildlife Department though. Proof of disability can be a copy of the Veterans DD-214 form, a letter from the Department of Veterans Affairs, or a letter from the veteran's doctor. Once veterans have submitted proof of their disability, they'll receive a free Super Combo hunting and all-water fishing package in the mail, and this package includes your hunting license and allows veterans to hunt big game, small game, and waterfowl. In Texas, your fishing license allows veterans to fish in any public waters in Texas, and the annual state park pass allows veterans to enter at any state park in Texas for free. How do you qualify? Resident, non-resident veterans who have lost the use of a foot, leg, or have 50% or more disability rating and receive compensation from the VA are eligible. There are several ways you can apply for this. You could even stop by one of the local state parks and go to the little ranger station and do a real quick application. The rest you can apply for probably through other local vendors and places where you would normally go for your hunting and fishing license. Now, active duty resident service members are eligible for the Super Combo hunting and all-water fishing package free of charge. But wait, there's still more, and we're only about halfway through. Now we're going to get into the Department of Motor Vehicles and all the benefits you get with them. The first of those could be a free driver's license for disabled veterans. Disabled veterans who have a 60 or greater disability and are receiving compensation from the VA are eligible for a no-fee driver's license. Disabled veterans who have 50% or greater disability rating from the VA or a 40% disability rating and have a lower extremity amputation are eligible for the disabled veteran designation. Veterans must provide an original copy of the following documents as proof of eligibility: their DD-214, DD-215, NGB-22, a disability letter with rating percentage, and Texas concealed handgun license or license to carry with the veteran designator. On top of that, you can get disabled veteran license plates. Disabled veteran license plates in Texas are special plates issued to honor and provide benefits to veterans with service-connected disabilities. These plates offer certain privileges and parking benefits to facilitate the mobility and convenience of disabled veterans. Here's the eligibility and how to obtain these license plates, and of course, you've got to qualify based on your disability rating. You can have more than one VA loan at a time. You'll need to be strategic in the use of your entitlement though. This is best discussed with a lender who specializes in VA lending. My VA mortgage partner, Melinda Hallerman, is the best in the area. If you have questions about veteran home loans in Texas, reach out to me and I'll gladly connect you. For now, I'll give you the major benefits of the VA loan for you. They do not require a down payment. This is huge. It really gives you a hand up by allowing you to buy without having to have a down payment, so you can start building your own equity and wealth. There is no private mortgage insurance on VA loans. PMI is insurance required on conventional loans with less than 20% down payment. It protects the lender in case the borrower defaults before the loan balance is 80% of the value of the home. Not having PMI saves you hundreds of dollars on your monthly payment. VA loans have more lenient credit and debt-to-income requirements than conventional loans. This means that you may still be able to qualify for a VA loan even if your credit isn't in great shape. VA loans can be used to purchase a home, buy a new build home, or refinance an existing mortgage. They must be used for your primary residence. If you get a VA loan in the current market, which right now we're hovering between 6 and 7% interest rates, you should know about the IRRL, or IRRRL. That's the interest rate reduction and refinance loan. This can be put into play after 6 months and can be used every 6 months if there is a lower interest rate. And to make it even sweeter, there's practically no expense associated. The VA really does want you to have the best interest rate possible. You can use this as long as the current rate is lower than your rate. This is quite an advantage for you. That said though, I probably wouldn't do it past 2 years. I mean, if you can reduce your interest rate anytime within the first year or two of your loan, that's always the best time to do it, in my opinion. After that, probably just stick with what you have because you want to start increasing that principal payment as much as possible. Mortgages are kind of front loaded, so at the start you're going to pay mostly interest and it gradually switches interest in equity. The trade-off for no down payment is going to be a funding fee associated with your VA loan. That's typically around $10,000, but it can be added to the loan and built into the payment. If you get a loan for $300,000, then you're really getting a loan for $310,000 to roll in that funding fee. You should know that having a service-connected disability could completely eliminate that VA funding fee if you're 70% disability rated or above. You should check the current ratings and regulations that go along with that. You could completely wipe out the funding fee, which is, going to save you $10,000. But if you have to pay the $10,000 funding fee, it's really not that bad because you can roll it into the loan. It's not going to increase your payment by a significant amount at all. The VA is going to have some of those eligibility requirements, just like everything else, to get access to these types of programs. You need to serve at least 90 consecutive days of active duty during wartime served, 180 days of active service during peacetime, have 6 years of service in the National Guard Reserves, or serve 90 days, at least 30 of them consecutively under Title 32 orders, or you're the spouse of a service member who died while serving or due to a service-related disability. You can have more than one VA loan at a time. However, you have zero down payment on the first loan. It's not likely you're going to get zero down on the second VA loan. You could still have some advantages doing a second VA loan, but you may have to come up with a sizable down payment to make that work. This is where it's important to keep track of how much entitlement you have available to you, and this is the time to talk to a qualified lender. They can help you decide the best course of action. We've got one of the best in the business, so if you have questions around that, we'd be happy to connect you with Melinda Hallerman, and her information is also down in the description below. That was a whole lot. We've covered a lot of Texas veterans benefits. We hope you found this information exciting and helpful. Please leave us some feedback below and mention anything we may have missed, or if there's something coming that you know about that would benefit veterans in Texas. I want to thank you again for your service and sacrifice. I truly appreciate your part in protecting my rights and my freedom. My team and I love serving veterans, helping in every way we can. We have helped so many soldiers move within the Bryan-College Station community and into the Bryan-College Station from all over the world, and it's been a cherished honor to be selected each time. We understand when the military says you're moving, you're on a timeline. We respect that, and we make every effort to get you in your home easily, on time, with little stress and even some fun. Moving to a new place should be an exciting adventure. We know you move a lot, so making the move pleasant, easy, and fun is important. And if you're transitioning out and Texas is where you want to grow your roots, give us a holler. All our contact information is in the description below. We'll be excited to hear from you and are ready to show you all around Bryan-College Station, Texas.